Hi, my name is Gigi Jacobs, and I am a researcher, among other things. And I'm here to talk to you today about something very grave. Again, just a few days ago, we found another young boy shot to death, laying on his stomach on the ground with no gun in his hand, supposedly protected by our police force, which seems to be more like a hitman source than anything else. And I ask you to think about this, because you see, I know the reason. And the reason is not an easy one. And it's not going to be helped by talking things through, and it's not going to be helped by segregating our group. You see, there's about 1/3 of the population which still has a primitive brain. We know this from neuroscience now within the last 10 years. Oh, you won't know about it for about 5 more years. But you don't need to believe me. You can look it up yourself. You can look up enlarged amygdala. And amygdala is spelled Amygdala. And add to that any word that stands for conservative. And you'll get a plethora of studies which show that these people don't care. They don't care whether you live or die. They don't care whether you end up without any food or without any roof. All they care about is personal gain and nothing else. And they may even find your personal suffering to be funny. Well, when people like this get into the police force, they use that power that they've got, that badge that they give them, and they use it to put a bullet into black men because they despise black men. They hate them with a passion. And as you've noticed, even though segregation is no longer required, at least by law, racism is worse than it has ever been, worse than I've ever seen it in my lifetime. And the reason for that is because the way you think and everything about you has to do with one thing only, and that's your brain structure. And you're born with that. Genetically, it's passed on from generation to generation. That's why when you're typically looking for somebody who has these characteristics, which include no empathy, they don't care about anybody else, they only care about their personal gain, they find other people's suffering to be humorous or funny, and they generally have a very, very big dislike for people of a different ethnicity. And when you find those people, you're usually going to find them in the South, the Southern white South men, because that's a trait that gets passed on in the brain structure, and it causes for the enlarged amygdala. And the enlarged amygdala is a part of the brain that we had millions of years ago when we had to survive, when we had to kill in order to keep our species going. But now we live in a civilized society. Yet these people roam 1/3 of our entire population on the planet. And if we don't do something about it, we're not going to end up living the lives that we think we are. We're not going to end up having the children and the family and all the care and love and the things that one looks for when they grow up. We're going to lose all that. You see, this young boy, I don't even know him, and I don't know his parents. But you know what? I can barely take it. I can barely take knowing what they feel and what they've lost. And I'm not even there or in their bodies. But I can only imagine how deeply hurt they are. And if there are any of you that can feel that pain that they feel, then do yourself a favor and do some research and look up that word, enlarged amygdala, and put it together with any word that means conservative, whether it's libertarian or what have you, because it all stands for people who don't give a damn about anyone else. And they particularly don't like people of a black ethnic race. And I don't want to see one more black boy or any child or any man or any woman laying dead on the ground because of the police officer's actions when that person had no gun and provided no reason whatsoever. I just can't take it anymore. And it's time we do something about it. So please, do your research. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Because we need to get rid of these people. Because if they don't, they'll ruin your life and the lives of the ones you know. And I can't take that one. Not one more. That's all for tonight.